And I am pleased to welcome to the 2025 edition of Statehouse Conversations, Mike Karickhoff, is a Republican from the great city of Kokomo, District 30.
Correct. Great to be here, John. Thanks for the invitation.
I always enjoy having you, and I'm going to come up and see that whale that used to be in the Indianapolis Children's Zoo. It's part of my childhood, so I'm going to hold you to that. I want a grand tour.
Yeah.
So, aside from whales and city parks, what do you want to see happen this session?
Well, I think we're going to craft a new state budget with a new governor, and Governor Braun.
I hope so, because otherwise the state's going to shut down.
You know, the governor will want to put his own fingerprints on this budget, and sometimes it's good to have a different set of eyes. Look at what we've done. We've had Governor Holcomb, who did I just think a spectacular job through some really difficult times, and now we have an opportunity to kind of maybe readjust the rudder and the throttle and see how we can set the ship in a better, productive direction, be efficient, do those things that that our citizens expect government to do.
Do you think that there is any significance that in Mike Braun you have somebody who served in the House of Representatives? I mean, actually understands, yes, he's often talked about being a business leader, yes, and U.S. Senator, yes, but before all that, he was a member of the body in which you serve right now.
Sure, his brother was a member, then Mike was a member. Representative Braun became Senator Braun, ran a very unconventional race in the United States Senate. He has relationships, as does many of his staff. We know Josh Kelly. We know Jacobs. We know the guys that are on his team. And so I think that kind of gives him a little bit of leg up. But, anytime there's a change in administrations, I was here for the change to Pence and the change to Holcomb. They want to put their own fingerprints on it. It changes a little bit. So we have to kind of show the bureaucracy some grace and make sure that we're doing things in the most efficient way possible. And I think Governor Braun's team will help us do that.
And now he has put forth a fairly extensive agenda. I mean, it's everything from public safety to sort of quality of life issues to property tax relief to health care cost containment to it's like everything.
But and the reorganization, the 8 cabinet secretaries.
He has redone the cabinet so that it's sort of verticals, as he calls them.
Correct.
I guess. Of all of that, if it can't all happen, what are you signing on to? Where are you going to be throwing your weight behind and pushing? In other words, what of that agenda has to happen for you to say, this was, my dear constituents, we did you proud this session?
Well, the thing I hear the most about is the rapid growth of property taxes. And we did some things with levy growth quotient last year to kind of slow the growth. I think that we need to do some things with property tax, but we need to make sure that the local units of government remain funded. I think that maybe how we do referenda, perhaps that needs to be looked at where we get more voter input and we kind of maybe force some things to referenda with more regularity than.
So this is you're talking not just schools, which would be in general election years.
Correct.
So to bring more eyes and ears, but theoretically
across the board.
Of course, local. And this comes from somebody in you who served in city government.
I did.
For a long time before, so you have an appreciation. There are some who say, if property taxes are, because all property taxes, we should point out, they don't stay with the state. They all they're collected by, but they all go to the locals. So the concern, of course, is, what happens to the locals? You're somebody who says, I've been there. I've written those checks. I've signed those checks. Should people be alarmed at that level of government?
I don't know that alarmed. I mean, they have very effective advocates here. A great number of our caucus comes from local government, and so we're sensitive to that at all levels, whether it be at township government, county government, city government, schools, libraries, airports. I mean, there are a lot of things that are funded out of property taxes that most people don't, really fully understand. I can see the growth slowing. We've done a nice job reducing income tax incrementally over the years with triggers and safeguards in place not to give us shortfalls. But I do think that with the inflation that's just been so out of control, the budget growth is greater than the revenue growth. While revenue has grown, there's not an even balance. So Ways and Means will do a great job. I came off of Ways and Means a few years ago when I became the pro tem, and so my role.
Now you can sleep again, right? You wake up 2 in the morning with budget line items dancing in your head.
I still dream numbers sometimes, but I think we're in a pretty good position. Look, I talk to colleagues across the country, and the problems and challenges that they face far outweigh anything we face. We got to do something with housing. We got to do something with energy. We need any and all forms of electric generation. We need coal. We need the alternatives. And if we don't, we're going to find ourselves like Texas one day. We're going to wake up and be in the cold, and we don't want that.
And you're confident as we look at the budget, and again, no one knows until 11:59 p.m. on the 29th of April, probably exactly how it's going to shake out. But Hoosiers have gotten accustomed, for various reasons, to what are described as historic increases in tuition support for education, historic investment in public health last. I mean, is that possible this time around? I
don't think you'll see the historic increases. We do have the FSSA issues with the wait lists and, the Pathways program. So I think the new secretary will have their...
These are all in the Medicaid arena.
Yes. They're going to have their, their hands full. And I think that will too be a priority in addition to the budget. So, I don't see wholesale tax cuts and wholesale tax increases to fix these problems. I think efficiencies and working smarter, not throwing money at it, is how we'll address these problems, John.
Very good. Well, Mike Karickhoff, Republican representative of Kokomo, District 30, I thank you for taking time out of your busy day to chat with us about the session, and I also applaud your commitment to the state of Indiana and to public service. Appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate you guys working me in. Have a good day.
Thank you.
God bless.